I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call: Dean Rister. Here. Bill Boylan.
Yes.
Bryce Steiner.
Yes.
Jason Franks.
Here.
John Vore.
Here.
Bryan Smith. Here. Okay. Moving on. Approval of the August regular meeting minutes. Bryce did point out I had a typo there on page 2 on, it should say second reading. I missed the R there. Is there any other additions or corrections? I made that correction. If not, entertain a motion to approve as corrected.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All right, motion on the floor to approve the August regular meeting minutes. Bryce Steiner.
Yes.
Jason Franks.
Yes.
Dean Rister.
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
John Vore.
Yes.
Bryan Smith.
Yes.
Approval of the August finance report and reader report. Entertain a motion to approve as presented.
Move we approve.
I will second.
Motion on the floor to approve the August bank reconciliation and finance report. Dean Rister.
Yes.
Bryan Smith.
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
Bryce Steiner.
Yes.
Jason Franks.
Yes.
And John Vore.
Yes.
As well, it has this. Moving on, we'll move to the guests that asked to be recognized at the meeting. First would be Greg Geyer for the Purple Heart.
Here is a sample of the signs we're proposing to have. But actually, they just come in today. I had a fake one I was going to bring, and they come in today. So I didn't give you one of these, did I, Jan? That's pretty much. I represent the Paulding County Veteran Service Office. I know most of
Can
you.
everybody see it? Hold it up so they can all see it real quick. Nice.
It will be, if approved, will be bolted to the underneath the village signs on old 424, both sides, 49 coming into town each way.
Okay, great.
As you can read on here, most of the towns in Paulding County have already have them put up. There's actually one VFW post that's in Paulding, one library, which is Paulding. Actually, I'm not a Purple Heart recipient, but our service officer in Paulding, John Leasty, is, and he usually puts this on. He's on a Wounded Warriors hunt this week, so. And another one of the guys has done a few of them, and this is my first one, so anyway.
Get you broke in.
Yeah. But we're going to propose it to the VFW here, and American Legion of Pain, and some of the other veterans organizations in the county too. Most of them are involved in it anyway, so
Good.
so I don't know how you.
So what's our steps to make it
Yeah,
happen?
So do we have to approve an ordinance or anything for this?
I
or
think so. According to this is what.
Prepare a proclamation.
Prepare a proclamation to provide it.
So yes, all we have to do is prepare and sign the proclamation.
I have the proclamation here.
That makes it even a lot
Makes it a lot
easier.
easier.
Yeah.
Prepare.
If you have to vote on it or whatever first, probably, but I do have the proclamation here. And I also have the frame. I have 2 copies. One is to be sent in to the Purple Heart. And if Jan would be so kind to read it, and she can read it out loud if you want to. There's 2. Within here is a frame to put your copy in and hang it wherever you want to.
Okay. Purple Heart Proclamation. Whereas the village of Antwerp, Ohio has a great admiration and the utmost gratitude and respect for all the men and women who have and are selflessly serving their country and this community for the armed forces. And whereas veterans have paid the high price of freedom by leaving their families and communities and placing themselves in harm's way for the good of all. And whereas the contributions and sacrifices of the men and women who served in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedoms and the way of life enjoyed by our citizens. And whereas many men and women in uniform have given their lives while serving in the armed forces, and whereas many citizens of our country and community have earned the Purple Heart Medal as a result of being wounded while engaged in combat with an enemy force, construed as a singular meritorious act of essential service, and whereas August the 7th is nationally recognized as Purple Heart Appreciation Day. Whereas the Village of Antwerp, Ohio seeks to remember and recognize veterans who are recipients of the Purple Heart Medal. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Jan Reeb, Mayor of the Village of Antwerp, Ohio, do hereby proclaim the Village of Antwerp, Ohio to be a Purple Heart Village, honoring the service and sacrifice of our nation's men and women in uniform, wounded or killed by the enemy, while serving to protect freedoms enjoyed by all Americans. Very good. In witness, I have set my hand to be affixed on this 10th day of September of the year of 2025. Good.
I would make the motion to approve the proclamation.
I'd second it.
Motion to approve the proclamation, Bryce Steiner,
Yes.
Brian Smith,
Yes.
Dean Rister,
Yes.
Bill Boylan,
Yes.
Jason Franks,
Yes.
John DeVore.
Yes.
Well, Greg, you succeeded in
Thank
your
you very
first try.
much.
You, one for us and one for you? or-
Yes, that one there can go in this frame.
Okay, okay. Oh, you got the frame for us.
And I
Great.
need my picture taken with you, so
Oh,
proof that I
okay.
was here, I can.
You're on
You can hold
YouTube.
it up together.
I'm sorry?
You're on YouTube.
Yeah, well, that's good. But
Take a picture.
here, I got it.
Bryce has a.
You can use my phone if you want to.
Okay,
Bryce.
say I can do that.
He's got the big dog in
You
there.
guys gotta stand by the
Flag,
flag.
or you want to?
Yeah, a little bit of flag.
End up in the
Move down
paper.
there.
Do you want to hold the proclamation or?
Probably wouldn't hurt. Well,
Or
we'll
the
hold this up.
sign or?
He wants it.
We can do both. We can just.
Okay.
I got it.
Somebody's calling you. You wanna?
Oh, no. My brother-in-law.
All right, let me first take one with this one. Okay. And- Okay.
Oh, good catch.
Close call.
Let's have that with it once. Okay, here we go. I took several.
Okay, thank you very much.
You never know which one might have your eyes shut, so.
That's true. All right.
Right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. At this time, we'll recognize Gabe Overland in regards
We'll
to.
be putting those signs up today or tomorrow, the next day then.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Good. Perfect.
Thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm here for formality. I've got these lots on Oswald Street. I'm just wrapping up my first house. There's 3 lots over there, but there's 4 parcels. At some point, the center lot bought 5 feet off of the northernmost lot. And I got the deed straightened out. I sent the deed to Kevin, so you should have the current deed. And also sent a map with, showed the parcels and showed, I had highlighted the 2 that I want to combine into one. And I sent the original plat from 1865, and it got surveyed day before yesterday. So there's stakes out there. Hopefully you got a chance to drive by, but I think it's just a formality, but I need to ask you guys to make the courthouse happy. I need you guys to vote on it.
We have an ordinance, we'll have an ordinance for later in the meeting here that we can, or unless you guys want to move to that part of it right now and just do that section for Gabe, so if he wants, that's up to council, I guess.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, just go ahead and take
Just go
care
ahead
of
and
it
do
now.
that one.
Yeah.
So that is the emergency ordinance 2025-15. Everybody had a copy of that in the council packet. This is an ordinance authorizing the combination of Paulding County Auditor's parcels 12-30S-016-00 and 12-30S-015-00, both located within the village and declaring the same an emergency. And as stated in the ordinance, the reason for the emergency is Gabe wants to be able to move forward with the construction. So we can get so we can issue the building permit and everything.
I move we suspend the rules of 3 readings to help Gabe along.
We'll second that.
A motion on the floor to suspend the rules of 3 readings. Dean Rister?
Yes.
Bryan Smith?
Yes.
Bill Boylan?
Yes.
Bryce Steiner?
Yeah.
Jason Franks?
Yes.
John DeVore?
Yes.
Okay, now we'll entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-15.
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor to adopt ordinance 2025-15. Jason Franks?
Yes.
John DeVore?
Yes.
Dean Rister?
Yes.
Bill Boylan?
Yes.
Bryce Steiner?
Yeah.
Bryan Smith?
Yes.
You can sign that for me. Copy made for Gabe for his record, or so he can take it to the county and do it.
Yeah. Go walk through the basement and
Sign it real quick.
I want to say thank you all.
Welcome.
Guys, this is an underappreciated job and you do an excellent job and
Thanks, Gabe.
Appreciate it, Greg.
All right,
Good luck with your build.
Yeah.
yes,
I
I
like
think,
it was coming along. Make sure you're building now, right? Or no?
yes, I'm almost done. I mean, there's a couple, the gas has got to get hooked up and a couple punch list items on the electrical and I'll start on the next one hopefully by October 1st.
Excellent.
All right.
Another addition to the village, I love it.
You're okay.
Hold on, he's gonna give you a copy.
give you a copy of this for your record so you can take it to the
Oh,
county.
gotcha. Well, thank you. Thank you,
Have a
Kevin.
good evening.
See you later.
Okay, moving on, there is a copy of the original police report for the month of August. I don't know if George is gonna step in later or not, but if he does, you can ask questions of him. And Ashley provided a copy of the EMS report that was on the desk when you walked in.
EMS has been busy.
Yes. Moving on, are there any committee reports? If not, we will move into the fiscal officer report. First thing on the agenda for the fiscal officer's report tonight is the 3rd reading of resolution 2025-15. This is a resolution accepting the donation of $54,500.00 from the Community Improvement Corporation of Antwerp, Ohio for the use of partial funding for the purchase of Paulding County Auditor's parcel number 12-26S-011-00. Entertain a motion to adopt.
I move we approve.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor to adopt resolution 2025-16. Dean Rister.
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
Bryce Steiner.
Yes.
Jason Franks.
Yes.
John DeVore.
Yes.
And Bryan Smith.
Yes.
Next on the agenda is the emergency reading of resolution 2025-17. This is to accept the amounts, the amounts and rates from the county budget commission. So this is a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the budget commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. Before we have a motion to suspend the rules, I guess the reason behind this is, as being an emergency, is this has to be back to the county auditor before October 1st. So. And it just came in the mail. It was postmarked on August 30th. So.
Is that something that if we don't approve, what happens?
We have to approve this for the budget commission in order for them to collect the taxes that the voters have already approved.
Okay.
Voters have approved all these. There's no new levies that have been added to this. This is the levies that the voters have approved in the past.
Okay. Thank you.
I move we suspend the rules of 3 readings.
Good question.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Motion to suspend the rules of 3 readings. Dean Rister?
Yes.
Bill Boylan, or excuse me, Jason Franks?
Yes.
Bill Boylan?
Yes.
Bryce Steiner?
Yes.
John DeVore?
Yes.
And Bryan Smith.
Yes.
Okay, now motion to adopt.
I move we adopt.
I'll second.
Motion to adopt resolution 2025-17. Bill Boylan?
Yes.
Dean Rister?
Yes.
Bryce Steiner?
Yes.
Jason Franks?
Yes.
John DeVore?
Yes.
Brian Smith. Finish filling this out, and then Bryan, I'll need a signature from you as president of the council before you leave this evening. Moving on is, we got ordinance 2025-13. This is a emergency ordinance due to the deadline of the 30th of this month. This has to be enacted to satisfy the state. This is an ordinance setting forth cybersecurity reporting and compliance deadlines and declaring the same an emergency.
Can somebody explain this a little bit better?
Yeah, so there was a bill passed, I think it was part of the new budget bill, so back at the end of June, that put in place some requirements for all levels of state government regarding cybersecurity. It was very vague. It basically said, here's what you have to do. You can't make ransomware payments. You have to report cybersecurity incidents within so many days to these certain authorities with the state. And then come up with a training program and I believe adopt a program for cybersecurity in general for the village that is in compliance with these certain standards they recommended. I think there's 2 different ones.
That has to be put in place by July 1st of
Right.
26, which we did meet on. We both, Brandon and I met with the IT, SBT, Small Business Technologies, and they are working on. They said most of the stuff that they've already implemented is what is required by the state, but there's a few little changes they're going to have to make to our networking. So
we're gonna have like a little training seminar for the
everybody,
village people that use
every
computers?
village employee will have. From my understanding, the Ohio plan, our insurance carrier for the village, is going to offer a training seminar. Probably be something you do on the computer for every employee to watch. So.
Yeah, and so this part right here is just for those reporting requirements and for not making ransomware payments, basically just for that directive to all village employees. This goes into effect at the end of this month. The rest of it doesn't go into effect until next summer. So we get to work on the policy, the training and everything. And that was guidance that we got from the auditor state because the statute was fairly vague.
Will there be an audit process to make sure we're compliant?
I believe.
I assume that'll probably, and that's going to be part of the training. You know how we had the fraud training that everybody had to take? I'm assuming the auditor is going to have, where you have to have this cybersecurity training to pass the audit. Because I mean, when we went through the audit this year, I had to provide documents of everybody's fraud training. So I'm going to imagine it'll be the same thing for this in 2 years when we do the audit. Any other questions? If not, entertain a motion to suspend the rules for 3 readings.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules of 3 readings.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor to suspend the rules of 3 readings. Bryce Steiner,
Yes.
Dean Rister,
Yes.
Bill Boylan,
Yes.
Jason Franks,
Yes.
John Vore,
Yeah.
and Bryan Smith.
Yes.
And now we would entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-13.
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion on the floor to adopt ordinance 2025-13. Jason Franks,
Yes.
John DeVore,
Yes.
Dean Rister,
Yes.
Bill Boylan,
Yes.
Bryce Steiner,
Yes.
and Bryan Smith.
Yes.
Moving on, next item on the agenda is emergency reading of ordinance 2025-14. This is accepting the annexation of property from Carryall Township. Brandon may be able to give a little more information on this. What happened was when we submitted the information on the annexation to the state, there is a requirement by the state that we also adopt a ordinance approving annexation. We've already handled all the paperwork to do the annexation to the county, but we also have to submit that information to the state. The state requires this ordinance. And there was a time frame that had to be done in, correct?
Yes, so the reason this is an emergency, the statute's a little bit wonky. We can't, or the village cannot pass an ordinance accepting this until 60 days after we've received everything from the commissioners. It has to be passed within 120 days, and we can't have a first reading or anything until that 60 days starts. So unless our meetings line up exactly where it's like day 1 is first meeting, third, so on and so forth, you can't pass it within the deadline, essentially, by 3 readings and then give you a 30-day referendum period.
And what property is this what we're seeing this to?
That's the annexation out there, out by the church that we just did earlier this
Is that
year.
the Marlin property?
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so this just wraps that up.
So I can submit this to the state, because I submitted all the other paperwork to the state, and then the gentleman asked for this, and I spoke with Brandon, and
I'll make a motion to
suspend the rules.
I'll second.
Bill Boylan, second. Bryce. A motion to suspend the rules of 3 readings, Bryce Steiner,
Yes.
Bill Boylan,
Yes.
Dean Rister.
Yes.
Jason Franks,
Yes.
John DeVore,
Yes.
and Brian Smith.
Yes.
Now we would entertain a motion to adopt.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor to adopt ordinance 2025-14. Brian Smith,
Yes.
Jason Franks,
Yes.
Dean Rister,
Yes.
Bill Boylan,
Yes.
Bryce Steiner,
Yes.
and John DeVore.
Yes.
And that's all I have. We move into old business.
Anybody have anything for George, because he popped in relatively, let him get loose.
Thanks, George.
Thanks, George.
Thanks, George.
Old business? No old business, we'll move to new business.
Just a few things. Number one is I had a conversation with Titus and Maury regarding the collection of funds for the banners. And he got back with me this week and said that Rotary would be more than happy to be the conduit for that. So as you move forward, if people want to donate, they can do it via Rotary.
Okay. You said that was Mark?
I'm sorry?
Mark Greenwood?
No, Tyson Maury.
Oh, okay, okay.
So there's that. Schaefer Road, I had mentioned that my hope was to take some of the grindings that we were doing on Main Street and put it on Schaefer Road and then put a sewer on top of it. But unfortunately, for some unknown reason, the company that did the grindings hauled them away. I contacted ODOT. They were somewhat surprised by it as well. So we don't have enough grindings. I'm going to reach out to the company that gave us the cost to do that, which was around $16,000, and I'm going to ask them what the cost differential is with the chip and seal, and see about doing that, which is what we did on Water Plant Drive. And quite frankly, with all the school buses, it's held up quite well, considering it was not a good road to begin with and stuff. So, so we're going to be doing that.
I have a question.
Yes.
There's a lot of grindings back in behind the Mac gym. Anybody know what that's for? I mean, there's piles and piles of
They may be my grindings.
it. Yeah, I don't know that, but I went by the other day, I couldn't believe how much they piled up back there. The whole parking
I
area.
was told
Well,
they
Everything got
were
paved a lot.
putting them in the lot back there. The
Well,
guy that runs the MAC.
my guess is that they're going to utilize it to resurface the lot at the Mac Gym.
Yeah.
What about, weren't they dumping quite a few over at the sewer plant?
Yeah, but that's not nearly enough.
Not new, okay.
No, not even close. But anyways, I was notified by ODOT that they have released the first tranche of funding for the Safe Route to Schools program to cover the overhead on engineering, which, I mean, we're just a pass-through, but that is now starting to move forward. So, and we're still probably 2 years out to construction, but at least we're beginning the process of the engineering and getting that done for the sidewalk on Harmon Road.
Nice. It is nice out there, man. They redid by the school.
Yeah,
Like there's no potholes where you're falling off into them.
Was
Yeah.
Cruise Drive being considered for that as well?
but that was the primary, but they wanted it on Harmon Road and they wouldn't, and ODOT would not give. And they said, no, you take it on Harmon or not at all.
Because we wanted crews and then
Mhm.
push for that at the beginning of ours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was our plan.
Are they working on gas lines on Harmon? Is that what's going on between there and the railroad track? It seems like they dug it up multiple times or something.
Yeah.
There was high pressure gas line out there. They didn't like it, so they took that out and
Okay.
redid everybody's houses along there, from what I understand.
Tore it up.
That's when that same conversation, the people that was telling me about that said now would be a good time to do sidewalks out there. I said, well,
Yeah.
no, that's true, but
Yeah. At least they're not doing it after the sidewalks are in.
True. The water treatment, or the wastewater plant, about a year ago, Ohio EPA came to us. They made some changes. When we get a permit to discharge every 3 years. And when we got the information in preparation to pay the fee to renew our permit to discharge, they changed two things, nitrogen and ammonia. And they took it from where we were at, or where we were supposed to be at, and they dramatically decreased it. They went from ballpark, let's say it was 6.0 down to 0.3%. I mean, it just, so the problem is that we would not be able to meet their request even with a mechanical treatment plant. So we paid for engineering with Jones and Henry, and they came back and they said, really the only way you're going to be able to address this is run a line from your finished cell to the Maumee River. So they have done some preliminary engineering, and then I looked at filing for a grant. It's WCPLA, I think, Water Quality or Water Community. I don't know. I've got it written down somewhere. It's just one of those names. Water Pollution Control Law. So in talking with engineering, what we're going to have to do is move forward with engineering and not apply for a grant, because if we apply for a grant next year, engineering would be complete, we would score higher. The bigger problem is that the grant on this type of project or this type of loan situation, the grant is just reduced interest rate. It's not debt forgiveness and it's not money off. So instead of paying 3%, you may pay 1%. We're looking at about $2 million. The engineering alone is $339,000. So
Even with a new plant and taking out a big loan, we still would not meet the requirements. Is that correct? Just
what I'm saying is if we got away from the sewer lagoons and we actually built a physical mechanical plant, we still wouldn't be able
we
to hit the
still would.
numbers.
Okay. I just want to make sure that. Yeah.
So this is kind of the only way
take out a
to.
loan and it's still you're paying on it and still don't meet requirements.
So it's going to be, with engineering all in, we're going to be at about $2 million, and that would be to run a force main 10-inch from the water treatment, or the water treatment plant to some location on the Maumee River.
From the sewer plant.
From the sewer
Sewer
plant.
lagoon.
Yeah. So I've given you the information from the engineering firm with Price, and then also I had typed up and put a thing in to kind of briefly explain it. So we'll be back in October with a ordinance. We'll do 3 readings. I've had a conversation with the engineers. Obviously, we've done a lot of business with them, and they're willing to accept our word, and they'll move forward, and then there'll be the ordinance will be concluded in December, and the purchase order will be then forthcoming. So
to make this more clear, we will not be dumping raw sewage in the river. We will be
No,
dumping 100% treated
yes,
sewage.
yeah.
into the river.
The only thing, here's the problem we got. So you go through the lagoon process, and the water discharge or the fluids discharge out of it is virtually, you can almost drink it, literally. And it goes into a very small creek. Well, the only time that there's a lot of water in the creek is when we discharge. Otherwise, there's not. And the problem is we're surrounded by farmland. So the ammonia and the nitrogen, a lot of it is leaching from the farmland. But they don't tell the farmers to fix it. They're telling us to fix it. So the closest place where we can get a dilution factor necessary is the Maumee. We don't have any other bodies of water to go to.
So we would no longer use the creek. We put a dedicated line in.
We put a 10-inch line in
And
underground.
would we have to get like right-of-ways and stuff like that?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything. So hopefully we could bore a lot of it, but I don't know. So anyways,
Boring's expensive.
digging deep isn't cheap either. So you'll see that next month. Any other questions?
It's full of good news tonight.
I am so tired of spending money. We were just talking, and in the last 18 months, we spent,
Well, with this, we're gonna be well over $1 million in just engineering alone.
yeah,
Between the water treatment plant and this project, plus we engineered the water line on canal.
yeah, and then also on Schaefer Road.
Schaefer
So
Road,
we
yeah.
started looking around stuff. I mean, we've spent well over $1 million. The blessing is we've been able to pay as we go. We're not taking an added debt to the village. But nonetheless, it's aggravating.
I think you've done a wonderful job finding us some money, Tim.
I appreciate that. I just would like to find a lot more.
Keep working.
But if you don't find a lot more, a lot of these plants are gonna come to the screeching halt quickly.
You don't find it when you're looking, you gotta look harder.
Well, we're not looking for easy
When's
things.
that SCAG thing? That's like October.
October 9th.
Okay.
And then, so I don't know when our meeting is in October, but I'll have an update on that. I'm hopeful, I've been successful, but money is tight.
And only getting tighter.
It's getting tighter.
It's all Zoom.
We can stand behind you.
Stand back there with sackcloth
Like a
on.
little choir in the back. Please, me, please.
They raised our property value so we can pay more now.
Yes.
It's, it looks like it's October 8th is our next
So
meeting.
you won't,
Oh,
in November,
okay,
you'll.
so I won't know. I can certainly send you guys an email and update.
Any other new business? If not, Mayor, do you have anything, council?
Yeah, I don't have my mayor's report tonight. My mayor's clerk didn't get it completed, so I'll give it to you next month. But we've set trick or treat for October the 25th. The firemen are in charge of that. They have their parade at 2:30 with judging at 3 o'clock, and then trick or treat will be 5 to 6:30 that evening. That's all I got.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.